Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another episode of A Spot of Hope, live and exclusively on What's Up Media Network. And today we have a great guest, Ali Hachem. Ali, thank you, welcome, and thank you for being with us.
Thank you, Khodr, for having me.
Of course. We're going to talk about the youth and the involvement in the community. Ali is the owner of Cheat Treats.
Cheat Treats Cafe.
Yes, yeah, that's awesome. Sounds great at the holidays.
Especially in the holidays, a lot of people want to eat eat unhealthy desserts.
Exactly. We'll talk about all of that. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Please make sure that you share the video, make comments, like, so we can get the word out and spread the word about our younger generation, what they are doing, such an incredible thing. So proud of them. Ali, so proud of you.
Thank you.
And of course, big shout out to all the sponsors of What's Up Media Network, Sling Arabic TV, over 130 Arabic channels, BM Sports, Mushahada Plus. To get one free membership for a whole week, all we got to do is to get in touch with What's Up Media Network staff. Also, big shout out to A Spot of Hope sponsors. We've got Tahamas, Mangoes, Princess Bakery, Lemo Express, and Ali Sharara, Central 21. Thank you all so very much for your support. As I mentioned last week, that the entire month of December, What's Up Media Network is hosting gifts. Pretty much you can win a gift, you can participate and win a gift throughout the entire month. So happy holidays. Hope you all had a beautiful and great Thanksgiving. And we're gonna get started with our guest Ali Hachem. Ali, thank you so much once again for being here.
Thank you.
We appreciate you.
Having me.
Of course. Ali, you are young. You're 30 years old.
Yeah, I like to say so. Yeah.
30 years old. Are you single?
Yes, I am single.
Okay, so here we go, guys. So you're 30 years old. We're gonna talk first about your childhood, where you were born and raised, and a bit about your family. Then we're gonna get going. So if you can tell us and tell the audience where you were born and raised before we dive into Cheat Treats and all your great adventures.
Okay, so I was born in Dearborn, Michigan. Raised there my entire life. Been overseas once in my life, so I was kind of like, like growing and everything around here, basically. So that's pretty much it,
Awesome. What about your family? How many siblings do you have? Where do you go to school and all of that?
So I have three brothers, one older, two younger, and I have one sister, younger. We all went to Fortin High School, except for my baby brother. He's going into Fortin High School next year.
Awesome.
We all went to Laurie before that and Becker before that. So it was
nice to go the opposite way.
Huh?
Nice to go the opposite way. Like high school, middle school, and elementary school.
Well, the older you get, you start going back.
You forget,
you start thinking, like.
So I'm 26 right now. When I become 30, I'm going to decide to go backward.
Well, no, you start thinking about the good old times. You just don't want to get older,
Yeah, I bet. So what about after Fortson? Did you go to high school? I mean, to college or?
So after Fortson, went to Henry Ford for 2 years. The first 2 years did my requirements over there, and then I transferred to Eastern Michigan University, where I finished up international business, supply chain management, and marketing.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
What's
your goal? What was your goal back then? So you pursued such degree. I mean, it was an easy track, I bet.
It wasn't an easy track. No, it wasn't. So I've always loved, business. I've always been in business since I was 9 years old. Been working.
Okay.
Started off helping my father at his business.
Okay.
As a 9-year-old and you're in a environment like that,
yes,
you get used to it, and you kind of it grows on you.
Mm-hmm.
So I love that. I love the idea of constantly moving. I never loved the idea of sitting behind a desk and just writing.
You wanted to move. You wanted to make change.
Yeah, I like to
change.
move. Pretty much. Yeah,
Okay.
I've always wanted to do something that would affect not just the community, not just this state, but the world itself. Not just the nation. I want to do something. I've always had a vision where what can you do
to make a better impact?
Yeah, to make a great impact where the entire world will know who you are and what you've done.
Great.
So it's to have a vision like that. That's what can drive someone to want to do great things.
What does your dad do? I mean, so you can help him with his business.
So started off as a meat and grocery market.
Okay.
He's had that since 1999. So roughly almost.
Still there?
It's still there. So
Awesome.
he recently.
Shout out to your dad and your family.
I think.
Yes.
So he recently started doing. Well, he switched it into a manufacturing facility for Basturma because he does USDA. Yeah, so it's USDA approved Basturma. So he kind
So
of.
you about desserts, and your dad, Ali Hachem, is about food.
About the food and the meat.
Nice, nice.
So like he does that part and we do the other part.
Nice. God bless. Seriously, inshallah, God bless you guys. Keep you guys one healthy family. That's awesome. So since 9 years old, you started to help your dad, pretty much cleaning around the store and
eating the chips.
Eating the chips.
Yeah.
And you never paid.
No, like I used to take the candy and put it in my pocket without telling him.
I mean, it's my dad's store,
I get home and my mom would see like 30 bars of candy, in my backpack. Where'd you get these from?
I bought it from my dad's store.
And as a child walking out with 30 bars of candy, you would think I'd have high blood sugar levels by now. But alhamdulillah, I'm good.
Alhamdulillah, that's awesome. So upon finishing college and university, you went to Eastern. It's a great school. Although I went to University of Michigan. Go Blue. Regardless.
I actually I checked up on University of Michigan. They didn't have an international program. I wanted to learn the world.
Administration only.
Yeah, I wanted to learn the world. And you can learn business anywhere, but you can't. Like if you want to learn how to do business all around the world, you got to study.
So you want to go across the seas and you want to cross bridges.
Hopefully my dreams are to
Awesome.
have cheat treats all over the world.
Sure. We'll talk about that definitely. So after the university. So how did you start implementing what you learned at the university? Kind of cool thing that you started your own business and you've been in the business environment since you were young because that matched your major.
Yes.
But then how did you start implementing that after you graduated? Was it you stayed at your dad's? You tried to help your dad to develop his business, or how did that go?
Well, so I was working with my dad at the same time now. I've been helping him for a while, and at the same time I wanted to save up as well for to open up my own business. So I took on 3 other jobs while I was going to school.
What else you used to do besides working at your dad's?
So I was working at Express. I was working at GNC, and I was working just like a part-time job at a gas station.
Wow.
Yeah. So it was once in a while.
And school.
And school.
So all that in 24 hours?
Well, no, it was in the same day, separated, because not every job gave me 4 or 5 days,
So you never asked for day extension?
I mean, if I had a day off somewhere, I would ask for another one.
No, I mean day extension, instead of the day being 24, it would be 30 hours, so you can fit all of that.
You got to talk to God about that.
So, no worries.
No, I feel like there's not enough time in the day.
Yeah, that's exactly what I meant. But God bless you. And here we go. It really paid off.
Yeah.
So I heard also, which you were telling me too, that you started. So let me ask you this: why you didn't continue with the meat and food? Why you switched to desserts? I mean, before we started talking about the actual story, how everything started.
Well, I mean, because
You love candy since you were young. We get
Well,
that.
yeah. So I mean, I've always had a passion for baking. It was something that I used to do on my free time. Whenever I had some time, I would just start grabbing some stuff and make a cheesecake or some cookies over there. Because when you bake, you get lost in it. And when you get lost in something, the hours fly by, and by the end of it, you're you're relaxed and you're just calm. You had a good time through the whole throughout the whole process of it. So it was something to
So when you were young, you used to take 30 candy bars with you home. Now, do you take 30 donuts with you home?
No, I eat 30 donuts in a day. I don't got to take them home.
MashaAllah, that's awesome. That's so great. So then you have a love for baking and for desserts, all that stuff, and then you started at your house.
Yeah, I've been baking, since middle school. I was taking...
You sell them where at school, like school events?
Well, no, I was taking baking classes.
Okay.
Since middle school, how they would tell you have
Kitchen,
to choose an elective.
Yes.
Yeah, so I chose baking as one of them because I wanted to eat.
Nice, nice. So then when you started cooking at home, who was your market? pretty much like family parties, friends parties, birthday parties, school parties?
No, I wasn't really targeting the parties. When I first started off the business, it was making protein cheesecakes. I started off making protein cheesecakes. So
From home?
From home. So
Do you still do that?
I still do that, yeah.
So protein, the healthy. I'm being
It is a
serious
healthy,
now.
yeah. So it's
I'm
a healthy,
serious,
it's
for
a
real.
healthy option
Okay.
compared to regular cheesecake. Now we do have regular cheesecake, and we also have keto cheesecake.
Okay.
The keto and the protein, those are the healthy ones. They're sweetened with erythritol, and the keto one has almond flour for the base, so it has lower carbs.
Nice. We'll talk about that, by the way,
yeah.
more in details, in a little bit, just because, we're in the winter and it's kind of
Yeah.
tough for a lot of people to work out.
Yeah.
And which means
They
easier
want
for
the
them to
unhealthy.
eat.
They want the unhealthy ones.
Like I sent our buddy over there, sitting until 2, 3 a.m. He wanted me to eat 25 donuts and 200 bags of chips. I said, man, I can't do that.
The other day he finished that donut in less than 30 seconds.
Actually, I did too.
That was a world
Well,
record. I
delicious
think.
donuts, by the way. So thank you for bringing that, by the way. And then
Yeah,
you
I got you cookies today, so you can try those.
Well, thanks so much. I appreciate it. You hear that, Hassan?
That's
thank you so
if he
much.
doesn't finish it before you get
I
there.
appreciate it, man. Thanks so much. I mean, no need for that. I appreciate you. I mean,
No, it's no problem.
I mean, you don't gain weight. You think that everybody does not gain weight, right? So thank you for doing that. Appreciate you.
Yeah, there's no problem.
So we'll talk about that, and that's a very interesting topic again as we're officially entering winter and holidays and all that stuff. I want to make sure that people understand that not all desserts. I mean, of course, you have to watch the quantity, but then we have some kinds that if we eat, once a week or so, it's not gonna hurt us. It's gonna be good.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah,
There's options out there. We've made it possible.
'Cause I'm a diet freak myself, by the way.
Yeah, I know. I used to see you at the gym when I had time to go to the gym.
I didn't see you. But it's just hello.
Well, it's nice to take that and make it into humor. I like that.
I mean, that's really how I live.
Yeah,
Pretty much.
No, it's
I
nice,
mean, if you don't take life in such a humorous and kind of positive aspect, the slightest thing might kill you.
No, yeah, just live your life on a on a daily basis and have fun. Enjoy it because you never know what happens.
Absolutely.
Honestly.
We're gonna continue with you, Ali. But before we do that, I just want to give another shout out to everybody who's watching us out there. Thank you so much. Please, any question you have, we'll talk more about what Ali offers at his store, everything about the healthy aspect of it, and the calorie counts and all that stuff, and all that good stuff. Also, a shout out to all the sponsors of A Spot of Hope, Princess Bakery, Mangoes, Dearborn, Tahamas, Lemo Express, and Ali Sharar Central 1. Thank you so much all for your continued support since August. And some of them, joined us last month, and inshallah we have a few more to go. So, guys, again, any question or concerns, feel free to leave in the comment box, and we'll take it during the commercial break at 8 o'clock. Ali, back to you.
Yeah.
So you started baking at home and cheesecake protein. So you were just doing it just for the experiment's sake. You were not looking forward to selling it back then.
So when I started off making the protein cheesecakes, it was actually for myself, because
bodybuilder and showing off. And,
So I've literally been on a diet. I would say 3/4 of my life, since I was maybe like 12, 11, something like that.
You still work out?
Huh?
You still work out?
Rarely, because I don't have that much time in the day. If I do have the
your
time,
stomach gets a hell of a workout every single day eating the donuts.
It's very funny because for the amount of hours that I work and I'm constantly on my feet all day.
Yes,
when you're walking, you're burning. Yeah, when you're walking,
That's a
you're burning the calories.
yes.
So I really don't see.
Absolutely.
I never seen a huge impact from eating so many cookies.
Yes.
If I was at home sitting down and watching TV eating cookies, in about a week, I would have gained probably like 15 pounds. But since I'm moving all around and it's so hot in the kitchen from the from the donut
Absolutely.
fryer and everything like that, I'm constantly
Nice.
burning off the calories.
Nice.
So
it started for you, for
Yeah.
your own personal use, and then when did you start selling? Is it when you officially opened your store, or even before that?
So I had a few friends over my house, and they were eating the cheesecake. I gave it to them to try it out.
Okay.
It was like I used them as an experiment.
Sure.
And I was like,
Are they still alive?
They are still like yeah, mind you, the cheesecake wasn't as good as it was right now, but like you got to start off somewhere,
Nice.
But
Just messing with you, of course.
no, it's good. We joke about it too, but like, when I gave it to them, I was like, hey, try this cheesecake, and let me know how you think, what do you think about it and how you like it.
Sure.
So they tried it out, and like at that time it was pretty good. Like.
No doubt about it.
After they ate it, and I was like, yo, it's packed with protein. It has up to 20 grams.
20 grams per piece or
per slice.
per slice.
Yeah, I have it.
How many slices?
We cut it into 10 slices.
10 slices.
Yeah, it's an 8-inch cake.
Nice.
So it's
chocolate flavor. Or?
I have. I believe it was like 13 different flavors.
Nice.
Yeah, 13 different flavors.
I'm gonna go buy a couple of them. Trust me, because I being the future bodybuilder myself.
Oh, there you go. Listen, the sky is the limit. The sky is the limit.
I want to make sure that I'm built, and so I can make sure that I can beat Hassan too in the gym. So that's awesome. So when did you start officially selling? Once they gave you the approval, and then yes, go for it. We're confident, and you were confident, in your abilities.
Pretty much, yeah. As soon as we got the confidence, the confidence of that like it was a good cake. It wasn't like where someone would say, hey, like it doesn't taste that good. So we I made a few different ones after that. I think it was like about 6 or 7 different ones that I made. And like this was when we were sitting down and like in the garage, and I'm like, here, try these out. So once I took their feedback from like each one of them. Each one I made differently. I wasn't the same recipe. So each recipe. So like I knew which one was which, and the one that they liked the most is the one that I stuck with, and then I been working on that since. But I would say roughly like a month after coming up with the idea.
When this happened, pretty much.
In 2014.
So 5 years ago.
Something like 2014.
Okay, 5 years ago. Okay.
And I was sitting in class. This is funny because I was sitting in class. It was a business class that I was sitting in, and I was bored out of my mind because like I already knew what the teacher was talking about. So I opened
I'm happy
up.
that he or she's not listening to you now. I mean, pretending to be the good student. What do you think, front row or
because
like
when like.
Yeah,
when you study on your own, you can easily understand.
I can relate. Yeah.
But like so I pulled out my Instagram and I created the business page for cheat treats. Back then it was called Hashem's Fit Factory.
So now Hashem Fit Factory.
Yeah, so it was called Hashem's Fit Factory. So like
and now it's called
Cheat Treats Cafe.
Cheat Treats.
Yeah, Cheat Treats Cafe. So like when we opened up the cafe, the first name sounded more of like a gym than it did a cafe. So Hashem's Fit Factory.
But actually, it's very motivational, to be honest with you. I mean, I'm not saying that Cheat Treats is not good. No, it is good. I mean, honestly, it's. You kind of combine both. Those who are on diet, they are cheating by eating a treat.
Yeah.
Like treating themselves.
Yeah.
Instead of saying cheating day, I'm treating myself, not cheating. And then for those who are not on diet, I mean, they are cheating.
Yeah. Well, when you're on a diet, you can always have a cheat day if you want to have a cheat day. If you want to break your diet,
I can relate to that too, because I used to be someone who never stepped a foot in the gym.
Yeah.
But then not until 4 years ago, I started to feel like really heavy, and I started to feel like I can't breathe very well, and I got all these health related problems. I thought, you know what, I gotta stop here. I mean, at that point I was 21 years old, 22 years old.
Wow.
So I said, you know what, I'm not really looking forward to battling diseases that I can't avoid. So
it's always good. It's always good to.
But I can tell you one thing though about that time.
Yeah.
I don't regret one thing, that I ate everything, and I ate it at any time I wanted, and at the amount that I wanted it to. So I didn't care. 10 a.m., 10 p.m.
There's times where I wish I could go back to when I was eating like that, because
exactly.
But I also think about it. Me changing is what got me to where I'm at today.
Yes.
So like it's not only you change
Sure.
your lifestyle, you can also change your entire life in
Exactly,
general.
because see, working out is not only about your physical
It's not. No,
look
it's
and appearance. It also goes way beyond that. I mean,
It
it gives
does,
you a
yeah,
different
absolutely.
perspective about life,
Absolutely,
more
yeah.
positive outlook. You feel good within your inside.
Absolutely.
Internally, your brain is refreshed and everything else. So I
Makes you
highly
think a
encourage
lot, you
all you
think-
guys to work out with Ali. Um,
If I have time.
oh, okay,
No.
great. That's so awesome. So
At the moment, I'm lifting flour bags. So
Lift-
that's good enough for me right now.
yes, and trying donuts.
And yeah,
That's awesome.
I curl the donuts.
Yes, there we go. So basically, once you changed Hachem Factory
Yeah.
to Cheat Treats,
Yes.
that's where you decided to open up the store.
No, well, actually, the name changed
the store
a
was
week
the
before we were going to open because like I kind of thought about it coming from a business standpoint, something that I wanted to see nationwide in the beginning. You want a name that's catchy. Anything you do in business, you
And
want
unique.
unique and
So you
catchy.
can trademark it too.
Pretty much, 100%.
Yes.
But one thing is, like, let's say now you heard of Cheat Treats. You're driving down and you see a sign that says Cheat Treats. That name is gonna get stuck in your head. Why? Because it's a tongue twister. And you just keep trying to
musical.
repeat it. You
Yes.
you keep trying to repeat it. Cheat Treats. Oh, you
Cheat
know.
Treats.
So it's you want like a name. The name is the most important thing when you do anything in business.
Sure.
Whether it's a small product or whether it's actually the actual
Absolutely.
business itself, the name can actually drive the product itself.
Sure. Well, we love you and we love all of our local businesses. So we highly encourage and kindly encourage everybody to give your store a shot.
Yeah, please.
Obviously we'll provide all the details about your store, where it's located, and the phone number, the website, the Facebook, Instagram, Twitter pages, the Snapchat, all that stuff, because we know that you're so good at social media as well.
I try. I have fun
yeah.
with it. I have fun with it. It's,
exactly.
When it comes to social media,
Exactly.
you want to have fun with it.
So the best thing is to start local and to support local, and then
Yes.
why not sky? You said it a minute ago. The sky's the limit.
Sky's the limit unless
Yes.
you're an astronaut. You can go further than that.
There we go.
Right.
No, I like that. I mean, you can pour on yourself a big donut and fly.
I mean, I don't know how far it's gonna take you, but you can try to get somewhere with it.
Nice.
You can roll down the block,
Yes,
sit inside it, and roll down the
That's
block.
awesome. So, are you happy today? I mean, are you at age of 30? Are you at like the same spot where you were envisioning yourself 5 years ago?
Absolutely. I think I've actually gotten further than I would have imagined because everything that I wrote down in a 10-year span of what I wanted for the business, I actually done in 2 years.
Nice.
So it's now that all of that's been done. Now I want more. You keep craving more. You want to
Sure.
keep doing more. So the more you do, the better you feel, basically.
Yes.
And if you're just sitting back and you're taking your time with it, in business, nothing sleeps. Wall Street doesn't sleep, so you want to keep moving, you want to keep going, and the moment that you stop is the moment your business will plateau, and you won't see anything from that anymore.
Yes.
So you want to constantly be hungry for more.
Sure, absolutely. Nothing wrong with improving the quality
Absolutely.
of your products
Absolutely.
so you can stay on the top of the competition and so
Absolutely.
you can expand.
Yeah.
But as long as, of course, you maintain the same quality too, because that's very important as well to any success of any business. Let me also ask you before we move on to before we go to the commercial break.
Yes.
Man, we've been talking for 25 minutes already.
It doesn't even feel like it. It does not
Yeah,
feel
it's
like it.
awesome. It's a pleasure having you, buddy.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question. So now you're doing great. Thank God you've been there for 2 years, right?
Alhamdulillah.
Where are you still located at?
We're located on Schaefer, so it's the address is 5838 Schaefer Road, Dearborn, Michigan, right in front of Fortson High School.
Nice.
Yeah, so it's right down the block from you guys.
Nice. And alhamdulillah, it's doing good
Alhamdulillah,
business-wide
I can't
in
complain.
the holidays, everything.
The holidays have been very, like a big blessing to the business. We've been pushing, like our cookies and, our cheesecakes out there, the unhealthy products for the holidays. So, like a lot of people are, like liking the cookies that are, like the unhealthy. So they forgot about the protein cookies.
Oh,
They're just going for the
man.
unhealthy ones.
No,
So like,
no, I'm
well,
disappointed.
a blessing is a blessing. You can't.
Yes.
So like the holidays have been a beautiful blessing.
So since you do have, which of course it is, and we send and we extend our congratulatory and holiday wishes to everybody, absolutely. But since you are still also interested in fitness and
Yes.
healthy habits, have you reached out to, let's say, like gym areas, facilities, to say, hey, may I, for example, display at your, front desk,
Yes.
this protein cheesecake, and let's see how that goes, or you haven't tried that?
I have actually, and I have done with a few local gyms.
Okay.
And where they put the protein cookies and
Okay.
the cheesecakes on display, like in their mini fridge.
And how did it
Um,
go?
Really good. I still do for them, like like whenever they need, they want to restock and whatnot. I do have gyms that contact me from outside of the area
Nice.
that want. But for me to ship out to them, I have to have the packaging completed, with all the nutrition on there,
Sure.
not only on the website. So as soon as all the packaging is done and like all the labels are completed, and the date, like you have to have like a stamp for the date and everything, when it was produced, when it's gonna expire. So like all of that has to be accounted for before I start, sending it out
Yes.
to the,
Yes.
like outside gyms.
I just thought about that because that would be awesome. I mean, number one, they won't be these great products won't get neglected and forgotten at your store. And number
No,
two,
yeah, but we do ship.
you
we
get
do-
your word out, your
Yeah.
name, and people will be benefited instead of
Absolutely.
always consuming the protein shake.
Yeah, well, no,
You
I
know,
mean it's
or
not
the
only.
protein cookie, meaning these cookies that this way you have cheesecake. I mean,
Yeah.
you know,
No, it's not. It's not only the gyms that like have carried our products. They do have like local restaurants that carry our products, especially like our vegan cakes. Those have been very, very popular amongst the vegan community. So like a lot of.
so vegan cake. What is that all about?
So that's so it's pretty much made without any animal byproducts.
Okay.
No milk, no eggs.
So is it like a salad?
No, no. Surprisingly, it tastes a lot better than a regular cake.
Nice.
So like I was able to come out with something that like is very enjoyable for anyone that
Cool.
is
That's great.
vegan. Yeah.
I love it that how you cater everything to the needs and everybody. So even if I'm not vegan myself, if I try, I will like it.
Yeah.
Even if somebody does not work out, if he or she wants to try something healthy, you have it. You have stuff that are unhealthy as well, but delicious, of course.
Of course, yeah.
So that's great. I love your confidence.
So yeah, honestly, like like I want to be able to have a little bit of everything, pretty much. You want to. There's always like that group of 5 people that walk in, and each one of the like in that group has a different specific need of what they want.
Yes.
Like one person might come in and be like, I just want a milkshake. Another person is vegan. Another person wants
Yeah.
a cheesecake.
Nice to have that wide, range
Pretty
of,
much, yeah.
of choices.
Pretty much.
That's great. Before we dive into the commercial break, Ali, I just want to let you know so you can be ready.
Yes.
After the break,
Yes.
after the commercial break, we will talk about starting a business. Briefly to a lot of our younger people out there, how ambitious and dedicated and motivated they are to start a business.
Yeah.
But a lot of them, they don't even know how hard it is. First off, to build a name,
Yes.
to maintain, and even to start off with. I mean, you are blessed that your dad gave you a great peek at how a business can be managed,
Pretty much, yeah.
and stuff like that. So you kind of had that idea before you started your own.
Yes.
So you were not like all of a sudden, but so many people, so many younger people of ours, they are very talented, very gifted,
Yes.
very dedicated. They have very strong will to succeed, but they don't maybe have, to a certain degree, the same experience and exposure that you had. So we just want to take your insight. But before that, we will go to the commercial break, guys, and we'll come back to you. Welcome back, everybody. Ali was kind of, tempting me to eat some cookies during the break, but I can't break my diet today. Last time I ate 3 donuts of his. They were delicious. But tonight, Ali, I can't. I'm sorry, man. I'll take some with me, though. I promise.
You're back on the diet.
I promise. Yes, I'm back on the diet. Welcome back, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Please, for any questions or concerns, we will talk a little bit about, the business experience as well as the healthy choice that he's got, and then talk about his community involvement. But before that, let me give a shout out to all the WhatsApp Media Network sponsors, Sling Arabic TV, over 130 Arabic channels, BM Sports, Mushahedah Plus. To get a whole, free membership for a whole week, all you got to do is to get in touch with WhatsApp Media Network staff. And big shout out to a Spot of Hope sponsors. We've got Lemo Express, Adi Sharara, Sunshine 21. We've got Tahamas, Mangoes Dearborn, and Princess Bakery. Thank you so much for your continued support to help us to shed the light on such great stories like the ones that we had and the one that we have tonight. So I'll go back to you.
Yes, sir.
So again, so many younger, community members, students, graduates, young people. They just want to start a business.
Yep.
What would be like an advice from your own experience growing up in such an environment? Your dad, owns a meat/grocery store, yes. And then now, you've been doing this for the past few years yourself.
So pretty much you have to put yourself out in the field and learn the business from inside out, see how business is actually operated and run. I didn't only do it at my dad's shop. It was, like at these other jobs that I had where I was manager, appointed manager. And, you learn, not just from working with family, but you learn a lot more when you're working with, someone you don't know. Because,
they won't be easy on you.
They're not easy on you, so you learn a lot more. So that's, I learned a lot from, just watching how it was, running the family business. But the essentials that I needed to learn of how to actually do it, on my own, I learned, while I was, working for someone else, pretty much. For the reason is because they don't want you to mess up. They want you to actually do it correctly.
Yes.
Now, when you're working at a family business, if you mess up, your father's gonna look the other way and be like, all right,
So you basically advise them to get out of their comfort zone and they're out of their box.
Yes.
And even if their parents own businesses, it's good to work in such a comfortable environment. But if they can get a chance to work outside, so they can gain a different insight.
Yes.
And then also, Ali, I want to just also make sure that they know that everything starts small.
Pretty much,
I mean,
you can't go big.
Everyone loves, right, to get big like in a matter of blink of an eye, but that's unfortunately not realistic.
Well, you always got to keep in mind the world wasn't made in one day. You got to take your time. You got to start small. So if you have an idea, you start, you build on that idea. You don't just go full force at it. You don't throw yourself all in there because you're going to put yourself at risk for breaking it. Sure. You want to build small and then add more onto it and add more onto it. Mm-hmm. So that's how you get yourself to the ultimate goal that you want to
Awesome.
Make.
I answered this question to enter to the community involvement,
yes.
And we're going to enter that from asking you a question about your interaction with the youth.
Yes.
So I bet, how many employees do you have?
I have about 8 employees right now.
8 employees, great. And then they're all college students, I bet?
So some are seniors right now in high school, and then I have a few that are college first year.
Awesome.
So
basically that's by itself is like a daily interaction.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay, and are they curious, to the business, or they're just working it just because they want to work there? I mean, I'm not saying all 8 of them, but does one or do like 2 or 3 of them like say, well, when I grow up, or get become like your age, I like to be someone like you.
As much as I want, try to be a role model to them, and kind of guide them, and let them know how business is done. Each one of them has their own ambitions, in life, whether it's to be a doctor or, to be a lawyer.
Are I mean, that's still a business too, by the way.
Yeah, so the skills
I
that
mean,
the
being
skills,
a lawyer, I mean, that's still a business.
it is a business. You got to sell yourself to the clients that come in and let them know
Same
that
values and principles at the end. I mean,
pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
So like what they learn, what I'm teaching them, hopefully they'll be able to use that, like
Exactly.
later on in life, and like when with me, I treat them, like as if they're my little brothers.
Nice.
So like I treat them like family. So like it's not like I'm guiding their hand. Work is work, but we have fun. We
Sure.
we joke around a lot. We throw up like comedy videos on Instagram. So we're always messing around while we're working. But like being like an older brother to them, older brother to them, they like that because like they can actually relate to me a lot more.
And they can ask you questions and
Pretty much,
I mean, discuss things, and
Yeah.
that's really great.
Yeah.
And this opens up to the larger community. I mean, outside your store and away from your 8 employees, which we wish them the best.
Yeah.
How much you're involved, or like, are you thinking about starting something like a cooking, little class or course or training at your store or something like that? Because I can tell you. There is a little restaurant in Ann Arbor that does that. I mean, they have a little cafe. I mean, I can, the Zingermans. I mean, I know them. I mean, it's a cafe where they sell, sandwiches and stuff. But then in the back, they have like a little room where they can bring students or individuals that are interested in like starting a business or like becoming an entrepreneur, or even just guidance, just like mentorship. Since you do have that kind of love and passion to change the city, the state, the nation, the world, do you perceive that, not necessarily tomorrow, but in the near future or the long term?
Not in the future, yeah, it might be possible, when I have some, leniency with the time. But at the moment, I like when it comes to like having to set like a class or something like that, like I wouldn't be able to manage that, like with what I got going on. But hopefully, like in the near future, it does, like it does sound like, like an idea that can be, like made possible to kind of guide, like the youth, like into like what they want to do, and motivate them into, like the men of tomorrow.
Do you welcome college culinary program interns?
Absolutely.
I mean, if you ever had something like from Henry Ford College, for example, they do have.
I'm actually looking for those type.
You're looking for those.
Yeah. So like it's always nice to like have people on board that understand what you're doing. So we'll be on the same page rather than bringing someone that doesn't know how to bake, and you have to constantly try to teach them how to bake, and it wastes a lot of your time.
So did you reach out to Henry Ford or not yet? Or
I have not actually.
Well, I mean, why mention Henry Ford? Because they do have a great program for culinary art, and I think it is the only one. Might not be the only one, but one of the best in the city of Dearborn. And they are accredited, college degree and stuff.
No, I have, like I do have, a job circulating out there for, those that like, so it's constantly up there, so people can always find it, and like if they're into baking or if they're bakers. I didn't necessarily realize that I would have to go to Henry Ford and let them know, hey, I want your, your students to come and work for me. Like, because when I was in school, it was, I had to go out there and find a job myself.
Yes.
So I didn't realize like a job, like.
Well, I mean, if you need help with that, let us know. We're more than happy to come, because it's very important for our students nowadays to get an idea about, their future career, while they are studying. Yeah. It's going to make a lot of things easier when they graduate. They can make things easier on the employer, such as yourself in this situation. Yeah. And
it'll give me a lot more time.
I mean, everything. Honestly, everything. I mean, who knows? I mean, they might, pick up, and one of them might become your, long time right arm.
Yeah. No, right? They actually. I mean, if you guys can make that possible, yeah, absolutely. It's like I mentioned, I didn't realize that I would have to go to Henry Ford and let them know.
It's not about going there, but letting them know. It's just about asking, like, hey, I'm seeking interns, for example. So it's not about like, of course, I mean, each one of us who is looking for something, I mean, if you're in desperate need for something, you're not going to wait for anybody anyways.
Well, pretty much, yeah, because like in
Yeah.
business school, they
Exactly.
told you, yo,
Exactly.
these are the jobs.
But-
You got to apply to that
Yes,
job.
but a
you
lot of
know?
interns would be still students, so
Yeah.
they're not like looking for a kind of job. Could be like a 3 or 4 month thing, for example, at the
Yeah.
beginning, and
Yeah.
then once they graduate, they can become permanent.
Yeah.
So that's what kind of more opportunities to experience and to empower.
Absolutely.
Yes, absolutely. So, okay.
That would definitely help if you can.
We'll keep that in mind, of course. Ali, now you are working on organizing an event.
Yes, absolutely. So this month we're having a masquerade ball. It's the first to come to Dearborn.
Okay.
We called it a Christmas miracle, and the event is based on it's a charity event. So what we're doing is we're trying to raise as much as we possibly can to help families that are in need and to kind of give them help on the new year that's going to start. As well as that we're having a toy drive, and all the toys that we collect, we're going to donate to the children at Children's Hospital. If we get a lot more than we expected, we'll also donate, we'll split it up and donate to,
Nice.
like orphanages around.
When is it going to be? Did you set on a date and a
So
place
it's,
yet?
yeah, December the 18th.
December 18th.
Doors open at 6, and it's at Biblos.
Biblos Banquet.
Yeah.
Shout out to Joe Bazzi, of course.
So at the moment we are selling tickets. We have hard copies at the shop, at the cafe, and we have digital tickets on Eventbrite, so they can go up there and search up Masquerade Ball.
How much you're selling a ticket for?
The ticket is $40.
$40.
Yeah, $40.
Okay.
And once again, all the money that we make off of that is going to help the families that are in need.
So then 400 per table.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Okay, I look
40
for.
at times.
What about like if you can talk? What about students? Is everybody the same tickets? $40 everybody? I'm just trying to ask, just in
I mean,
case.
since it is it's a charity event, it's not like an event that we're hosting.
Okay, so everybody's $40.
It's 40 for everyone.
What about sponsors? Any sponsored packages or just?
We do have packages for sponsors. So we have a $100 package, which is you'll get your logo on the brochure. And then we have a $300 package where you get your logo on a brochure, on the backdrop as well, and you get a half a table. And then we have a $750 package.
$750, okay.
Yeah, so that when you get a full table with that, you get your logo on the brochure, you get your cards on the table on every plate, you get your logo on the backdrop, and then it's pretty much it. Yeah, so
Nice, that's awesome. I mean, anything for charities. It's much, and thank you so much for putting all the efforts. It takes a village.
It takes everyone in this community to work together to try to help families in need.
Yes.
Because you never know who's struggling and who can use the help.
Sure. Are you doing that through an organization, like a
so-
nonprofits, or just like you have a list of needy families?
We do have a list of needy families. It was supported to us by a few members at Access.
Okay.
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna split the we're gonna choose the 5 families, or they're gonna send us 5 families, and we're gonna split the money like amongst them all.
I see. So whatever, all the proceeds, you're gonna add them up and split them into 5.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So we're trying to help out as many families as we possibly can. 5
awesome.
is 5 is what we're starting at.
Yes.
If we can get more, if they can give us more, that will be a lot more.
Sure. And speaking of more, how is that going so far? The
For-
ticket sale and everything.
So we just put them. We just got our hard copy tickets 2 days ago, and then we put them on Eventbrite a few days ago as well. I think it was like 4 days ago. We started on Eventbrite. Alhamdulillah, we've had a few sales so far. We've been promoting it on Instagram. We've been putting it out there. So if you guys want, please go on Eventbrite and purchase your tickets, and we hope to see you guys at the event.
Sure. Did you create a Facebook event as well?
I did through Eventbrite, where you tag it to Facebook.
Okay, so like let's say so it is on Facebook then too.
It should be, because it was tagged from like the ticket sale online to Facebook, where they create an ad for it.
That's actually awesome. What is that program going to be for the event? So beside toys and dinner, of course, biblos and everything, and the other person going to go to 5 needy families. Any speakers? Unless you don't want to share now, it's totally fine. But just give people an idea about the content of the event, the program.
So we are looking for a speaker right now. We have 3 different speakers in mind. We've contacted them and we're waiting for their official answers.
Okay.
So whoever answers back, if you guys know anyone that's should be a keynote speaker, feel free to let us know. And then after that, we want to set up like a little comedy show, and then we'll do the dinner, and then we'll do have DJ with like Depke and everything.
Nice.
Yeah, so it's like
eat and burn.
Eat and burn.
Right. I mean, speaking of eating earlier and working out, I mean, you can eat the delicious food at Biblos, and then you can also dance and Depke and stuff like that. So you go home tired, and you go sleep.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. You burn off the food that you ate.
That's amazing. Was this like your first official event, or you've been involved in such events? Even like this one can be yours, kind of.
So
but
this is my second. Actually.
This is your second event?
This is second event that I've hosted so far.
Okay. If you don't mind me asking, when was the first and how was it? I mean, like.
The first event was in Ramadan. It was called Bab al-Hara, Ramadan Food Festival,
wow.
and that absolutely went. It was beautiful. So, we took what we learned from that, and we're putting into making this event work.
Well, I mean, definitely, we wish you a very successful event coming up.
Thank
so
you.
December 18th, right?
December 18th, yes.
Yeah, December 18th at 6 p.m. at Biblos, 7258 Chase Road.
I believe so. Yeah, I believe so.
That
is it. If that's
I mean, everybody knows Biblos, but yeah, I mean, 7258. I hope I'm not giving out the wrong address. I don't think it is.
I mean, I forget my own address from time to time. So,
we're gonna come, Ali. We're gonna continue with you. We're gonna come back to you for the last 10 minutes of the show. Just want to again give a big shout out to everybody who's watching us, who have been watching us, who have been supporting us since August 13. As I always say, if you have any recommendations, any suggestions, any ideas about any guests that you'd like to see us hosting or anything, any topic, we promise that we'll do our best to cover that. Big shout out again to all the Spot of Hope sponsors. We're so grateful for your support. To Hamas, the great sandwiches, great hospitality, very generous owner, Medhat, thank you so much. Limo Express, Marwan Faraj, thank you so much for your unwavering support. Never said no. Ali Sharara, same thing, top real estate in the state and the United States as well. Thank you for your unwavering support as well. Ali Saad from Princess Bakery, the best of Sfiha, Manaish also. Thank you so much for your support. What you laughing at, man? Yeah.
You gave me hungry over here, man.
Yeah, I know, right? And then, of course, we got Mango Zirba Fawaz, Hazimi, and Bilal Fahas also. Tariq Fahas. Thank you so much for also your support. All of you guys are dear brothers and dear families, to me and to What's Up Media Network. And, thank you again for paving us the way to shed the light on such important topics every single Tuesday. And of course, Hussein, thank you so much, as always, man. If it wasn't for you, I can't be sitting here, looking good and sounding good. And
Wallah, Hussein is the man.
I know, he's the man. He's humble to recognize it.
He's the man behind the
scenes. Nonetheless, he's a hidden soldier behind the camera. So thank you, buddy.
Yep, behind the scenes.
I will come back to you the last 10 minutes of the show. So you're still hanging there. I'm surprised.
Yeah, alhamdulillah.
So tell me about your future endeavors. I know that you said that for the long term you might consider a course or something to train or to mentor. Yeah. Now, every day event, things, the holidays, you'd be crazily busy baking and selling. Alhamdulillah, God bless you, wish you more. But let's say 2020, what is your resolution?
Just keep going at it full force. With the business itself. Keep putting it out there. Get more exposure to it, and then just like constantly creating new things. You want just keep building on it, and.
Any new dessert coming up, like in 2020, or still the same?
I can't say. This it's all under.
Come on, man.
It's just all under wraps until I gotta promote it.
You can't say no.
No, stuff like that. You gotta throw it into the public. When it's time.
No, I mean you can say, well, I'm preparing something like.
Something's coming up. Yeah,
Okay.
something's coming up. But I don't like leaking out any.
I mean, we don't. I mean, we don't want any leaking either, man. I mean, So that's good. At least people can expect something, new
Yeah.
to the great stuff that you have already.
Thank you.
So I'm so happy for you now. What else beside having new products and I mean, any, let's say, partnerships, anything like that, or just basically focusing on what you have now and try to build upon it and expand, hopefully opening a second store, for example, or stuff like that?
As far as like when it comes to partnerships, I'm not the type that likes to do any partnerships because it's not something that's ever sat right with me because I've seen it happen too many times where partnerships fail. And when you work hard on something, you don't want something like that to get in the way, and
Sure.
crumble something that you've worked so hard on.
You want to be all by yourself.
Well, I mean, at the most part, that's how it's always been.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah,
With
when
that.
it comes
if
to
you're
business,
happy,
when
comfortable, and if you know
yeah.
that you're gonna be successful on your own, doesn't mean nothing wrong.
I mean, when it comes to business,
It's tough to find good partners.
Yeah,
business partners.
You can't really put your trust in that many people, because not everyone sees eye to eye on stuff, and it could be one small thing that can break them apart and drive a business down,
Yes.
So it's never sat right with me where you got to get a partner or go in with a partner. So it's I can always have CEO or like a COO or like a regional manager and whatnot. So we'll see how that goes.
Awesome.
But as far as doing partners, I don't know about that.
Well, we certainly wish you nothing but the best as you go. Ali, what about if you give us just a final word, to your employees, the community, everybody. I mean, however you want to, the camera is yours.
Well, shout out to my employees for doing everything you can for the business. I love y'all. The community, for the youth, this generation, keep striving. Keep fighting for what you want. It doesn't come easy, so you gotta keep fighting for it. No matter what you go through, just there's gonna be obstacles along the way, and just know that that's God testing you. So you wanna fight through it, and try not to crumble under pressure. Those who have a strong heart will always come out the strongest at the end, standing tall. So whatever hardships you're gonna go through in life, you want to keep going, keep fighting through it, and as the saying is, you keep your eye in the eye of God, and move forward. So go at it full force. Don't crumble under pressure.
Awesome.
Pretty much it.
Awesome. On this great note, which I highly agree with each word that you said, that we should take it slowly. We should take really, strong steps forward, though, but slowly, so we don't fall down, and so we can move forward stronger. Ali, we wish you nothing but the best. Guys, please attend the event, the charity event that you're going to go towards supporting 5 needy families. And if you can get more, it can be more families on December 18th at 6 p.m. at Biblos Banquet Center. Tickets are at Cheat Treats Cafe on Schaefer, $40 per ticket, or they can be purchased online via Eventbrite. And then also, we have sponsorship, tickets. Yeah, I can say we.
For any businesses that are out there that want to sponsor the event,
$100, $300, and then $750.
Yes.
And you get all the, publicity and your logo out there, and half a table for $300 and a full table for $750.
Absolutely.
Ali, anything you want to add before we end with you?
No, hopefully we'll see you guys all at this event. Hopefully it turns out to be a great event. Hopefully we'll see you guys at the cafe so you can try out, some of the desserts that we got. I highly recommend the unhealthy cheesecake. It's really, really good. Unhealthy. I know you want the protein one, but at this moment, Christmas is coming up.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely.
After the New Year's, that's when you start your New Year's resolution.
That's my resolution, to lose weight in 2020.
There you go. You can wait till 2020.
Now gyms will be extremely packed. I like this time of year where January, February, and March, would be extremely packed.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people, they say, oh, my resolution for the new year is to lose weight.
Yeah.
And then once March is passed by, April, May, June
they get tired.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, a lot of people. But I highly motivate you guys to workouts. Nothing like eating healthy like Ali does and everything. I mean, Ali does not eat healthy, but he walks around the whole day.
Sometimes,
so you're working out.
So my food is healthy.
Yeah. So
and the desserts. If I have a protein cheesecake, it's healthy. If I have a regular cheesecake, I'll walk from
Here
the front
we go.
to the back.
You walk, lucky. But yes, I highly encourage you to go ahead and give a shot to try Cheat Treats. Right?
Yeah, Cheat Treats Cafe.
I'm not sure what I would
It's
say.
a tongue twister. It's a tongue twister.
Yes, Cheat Treats. Exactly.
Cheat Treats.
Really cool. So thank you so much, Ali, for having for coming and for giving us the time to be here. We wish you nothing but the best. Anything that we can be here of assistance at What's Up Media Network, let us know.
Thank you.
We love to support great people like yourself. So thank you for supporting our community as well.
Thank you.
Guys, we come to the end of our episode for tonight. We had a great motivational young man, an entrepreneur. Hopefully that Ali will reach your dream by becoming statewide, nationwide, and even international trademark. We love to see you there. We love our guys. And of course, speaking of that, big shout out to all of the people that are making us really proud, like Dr. Muhammad Baidoun and engineer Hussein Dakrub also, who have been making international headlines for their accomplishments in their respective fields. We encourage you all to support one another, support local, and any ideas, any concerns, any guests that you'd like to see us hosting here and sharing their story with all of you, please let us know. A big thank you for all the audience for sharing, making comments, and liking the video. Also, shout out to all the sponsors of What's Up Media Network, Sling Arabic TV, over 130 Arabic channels, BM Sports, Mushahada Plus. To get a full membership for free for a whole week, all we got to do is to get in touch with What's Up Media Network staff. Also, big shout out to a Spot of Hope sponsors, Mango's Dearborn, Princess Bakery, Tahamas, Lemo Express, and Ali Sharara, Central 21. Thank you all so very much once again for giving us a chance. And of course, thank you, What's Up Media Network, Hussein Hachem, for producing the best episodes and for paving the way for us to, go live and share with all of you this motivation. Thank you all. Next week, our guest is the former U.S. Attorney, Abed Hammoud, and who is a former president of AIPAC as well. So stay tuned to that. Look forward to seeing you all next Tuesday at 7:30 p.m. live. Till then, stay warm and take good care. Good night.